Noah, thank you so much for speaking to me.
That's okay.
Obviously, you've been quite public with your experience with epilepsy on your YouTube channel. Can you tell us a little bit about what your experience with epilepsy has been like so far?
Yep, sure. So I was 13 months old when I had my first seizure. So obviously I was too little to remember, but my mum and my brothers um, all said that it was really scary. My brothers didn't know what epilepsy was at the time, and my mum had never seen a seizure, so it was really new to them and really scary. My first seizure lasted 10 minutes, so it lasted a long time, and my mum and my brothers didn't know what was going on, so they called an ambulance. And after a few scans, I was diagnosed with epilepsy. So I've had it really as long as I can remember, and almost my whole life. So I have three
Yeah.
types of seizures: grand mal seizures, absent seizures, and night seizures. And when I was 8 years old, um, uh, after a few scans, my doctors decided to put me on medication, and since then everything's been going really well. I've only had a handful of seizures since, so everything's going really well now.
Yeah, cool. And what do you think? Do you find it helpful to talk about your epilepsy? Again, you have a YouTube channel. This is something that you do sort of engage publicly about. Do you think that there are benefits to that? Has that helped you?
Yeah, I think it definitely does. When I was a bit younger, I was really shy about my epilepsy at first, and I sort of didn't like talk to anyone about it. Um, but then when I started talking about my epilepsy, and it actually started because I was being bullied at school, or not bullied but picked on, and I got quite upset. But then my mom and my teacher just explained that it was only because they didn't understand actually what epilepsy was. So since then, I've sort of um, been more open to talking about epilepsy, and obviously I started my own YouTube channel, like you said, and it has really helped because I think now people that I know now know a lot more about epilepsy, and they feel comfortable talking to me about it now, and I feel the same way.
So you're taking part in the Walk for Epilepsy around Australia this year. It's looking a bit different than it has in other years.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's important that people still get out and about and connect, even though we can't be physically together this year?
I still think it's super important that we try and um, raise as much money and awareness for epilepsy as possible, because even though there's the coronavirus and we're not able to see each other face to face, people are still living with epilepsy every day, and it's still something that they're going through. So we need to make sure we support everyone with epilepsy, and for all those who don't have epilepsy, make sure that they understand what it is, because you never know when you might see a seizure.
And you mentioned obviously raising money is a big part of this, raising awareness is as well. What do you hope that people taking part in the walk get out of this experience, whether it is connecting with other people or just finding out more about epilepsy?
Um, I hope that people with epilepsy feel more comfortable talking about epilepsy, and that they feel like everyone understands more about epilepsy, and yeah, just that they're more comfortable with really talking to people about epilepsy. And I hope that people that don't have epilepsy now have a better recognition of what epilepsy is, and if they've got a question about epilepsy, they are not shy to ask someone what it is, or have a conversation to them about what epilepsy is.
And you yourself have set a pretty high target for the walk. Can you tell us what your plan is to do your kilometers and what that'll look like?
I'm hoping to get as many people on my team as possible, so that we can um, raise as much money and try and get spread the word. and have as many people know about epilepsy as possible, and hoping to make a big team so that I can help raise money.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that's all the questions that I have. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Um, just like to say that for anyone who may not feel comfortable talking about epilepsy, if they have epilepsy, or if you don't have epilepsy and you just want to find out more about epilepsy, it's better to talk about it rather than not be shy and not take that leap. And once you take that leap and start talking about it, it will become a lot easier, and it definitely helps.
Well, Noah, thank you so much for coming on to talk with me, and we're really looking forward to seeing how you go in the walk in October.
Thank you.